There was a time when the world was untouched, when the sky met the land without buildings in between, when rivers ran wild and mountains stood in silence, not selfies. That time is gone, almost. But hidden in the farthest corners of the earth, there are still places where nature breathes on its own timeline. No filters, no resorts, no tourist traps, just wind, stone, water, and wonder. This is New Zealand, a land that didn't evolve, it remembered. Where every lake is a mirror to the sky, every forest whispers like it's protecting something sacred. You weren't meant to find this video by accident. Somewhere deep inside, a part of you is still wild, still searching. And this is the closest you'll ever get to that forgotten world. So lean in, not just with your eyes, with your soul, because you're about to witness the last places on Earth that still feel real. Hobbiton. There are places in this world that don't just exist, they feel like they've been imagined. Hobbiton is one of them. Tucked away in the rolling hills of New Zealand's Waikato region, this tiny village looks like it was pulled straight out of a storybook, and in a way, it was. But what's remarkable is how real it feels. Lush green meadows stretch endlessly, dotted with round-doored homes built right into the hills. Narrow stone paths wind between wildflowers and vegetable patches, and little fences encircle cozy gardens that seem to bloom effortlessly. Every corner of Hobbiton looks like it belongs to a simpler, more peaceful time. It's not just the visuals that captivate you, it's the stillness, the kind of silence that feels alive. Birds chirp softly. A breeze rustles the leaves. The air is fresh, as if time itself slows down when you step into this place. What makes Hobbiton so enchanting isn't just its connection to fantasy, it's how naturally it blends magic with reality. You can imagine someone living here, sitting by the tiny round windows, baking bread in a stone oven, hanging laundry out to dry while the hills glow golden in the sunlight. There's a warmth in Hobbiton that's hard to describe. It doesn't shout, it whispers. It invites you to walk slower, breathe deeper, and smile for no reason. It's charming without trying, timeless without effort. Being here feels like being inside a dream, one that smells like earth and flowers and wood smoke, one you never want to wake up from. Hobbiton isn't just a village, it's a feeling, and once you've felt it, you carry it with you, quiet, gentle, and unforgettable. Milford Sound. Tucked deep within New Zealand's Fiordland National Park, there's a place where the earth seems to breathe in mist and sigh out silence. A place where time slows, not because of magic, but because everything else disappears. This is Milford Sound. They call it the eighth wonder of the world. But that doesn't quite do it justice. It's more than a wonder, it's a feeling. Towering cliffs rise like ancient guardians from dark, glassy waters. Massive granite walls, carved by glaciers over millions of years, pierce the sky and vanish into drifting clouds. Waterfalls cascade from impossible heights, some graceful like ribbons, others crashing with fury like the sky itself is breaking. Here, the rain doesn't just fall, it dances. It creates temporary waterfalls, thousands of them, painting the rock faces with silver. Some only last a few minutes, a fleeting masterpiece. As you glide through the fjord, you'll notice something unusual. Silence. Not the kind you find in empty places, but the kind that demands you listen. To the cry of a distant bird, to the lapping of water against your boat, to the soft echo of nature remembering its own name. Milford Sound isn't just scenery, it's theatre. Dolphins often leap beside passing boats, not as a performance, but as if they've always belonged to this stage. Fur seals bask lazily on sunlit rocks, while rare fjordland-crested penguins waddle like old souls from another time. And then there's Mitre Peak, a sharp, dramatic summit that seems to rise straight from the water. At over 1,600 meters tall, it's one of the highest sea cliffs on the planet. But it doesn't roar for attention. It just stands, majestic, silent, watching. On some mornings, low clouds hug the water so tightly that the whole fjord looks like it's floating in a dream. And when the sunlight breaks through, it's not just light, it's revelation. But what makes Milford Sound so unforgettable is that it's untouched. There are no skyscrapers here, no blaring horns, no city lights, just rainforests clinging to rock walls, waterfalls breathing life into the stone, and a sea that reflects the sky like a memory. Even the journey to Milford is a prelude to wonder. The Milford Road weaves through mountains, tunnels, and valleys so beautiful they feel unreal. Mirror lakes, the chasm, the Homer Tunnel. Each step is a chapter in a story you didn't know you needed to hear. And when you finally arrive, standing at the edge of the fjord, the world feels both massive and still. Photographs can't capture it. Words barely touch it. But when you're there, really there, Milford Sound becomes a part of you. A quiet voice inside, reminding you that there's still magic in the world, still places that haven't been broken or tamed. So if you ever find yourself searching for silence, for awe, for something real, let the path lead you here, to where the sea meets the sky, to where mountains dream in mist, to where the earth remembers how to be beautiful, to Milford Sound. Cathedral Cove. On the eastern coast of New Zealand's North Island, hidden between cliffs and crashing waves, lies a place carved by time, Cathedral Cove. It's not just a beach, it's a passage into something ancient. A towering arch of stone rises between two stretches of sand, like nature's own cathedral, open to the sky. Sunlight pours through it in golden beams, turning the shore into something sacred. Not loud, not grand in a man-made way, but breathtaking in its stillness. The sea here isn't just blue, it's endless, clear, gentle and cold. Waves roll in soft and slow, pulling back like whispers. Footsteps vanish behind you as you walk, leaving no trace, like you were never there. The cliffs around you are white, tall, worn smooth by wind and ocean. Trees grow from the rock, impossibly balanced, reaching toward the sky with quiet confidence. You can hear them creak in the breeze. It smells of salt and stone. The wind brings with it the sound of water meeting earth, again and again. Nothing else. It's quiet, but never empty. You sit under the arch, and the world feels paused, as if this one place has slipped out of time, untouched, unbothered, still. Cathedral Cove doesn't try to impress you. It doesn't have to. It just waits for anyone willing to walk the path and feel something deeper than beauty. Christchurch. Christchurch isn't loud. It doesn't demand attention, but it lingers with you, softly, like a memory you didn't know you needed. Known as the Garden City, it's a place where nature and people seem to move at the same pace, slow, thoughtful, and kind. The Avon River winds through the heart of it, never rushing, always reflecting. You'll see willow trees dipping into the water and small wooden punts gliding by, quiet as dreams. The streets hum gently, not with traffic, but with life. Cafes spill into the sidewalks, bicycles lean against lampposts, and behind the city's calm face, there's a story of resilience. Earthquakes once broke this place, but it rebuilt itself not with glass towers, but with gardens, street art, and open hands. Everywhere you walk, flowers bloom where cracks once were. The air feels cool, clean. People smile easily. There's a sense that Christchurch doesn't want to show off. It just wants you to feel at home. There's history here, in the old stone buildings that still stand. And there's hope, in the ones still being built. It's a city that lives gently, with its arms open, not closed. Christchurch is not about grandeur, it's about grace. It's not just a stop, it's a breath. Roy's Peak. There's a silence that only mountains know, a kind of stillness that feels ancient, older than memory. You feel it when you're standing on Roy's Peak. High above the town of Wanaka, the trail to Roy's Peak isn't easy. It winds and climbs, through golden hills and endless switchbacks. Your legs ache, the wind pushes hard, but every step feels worth it, because something is waiting. And then you reach the top, and suddenly, the world unfolds. Below, Lake Wanaka stretches out like a sheet of glass, caught between the arms of shadowy mountains. Snow-capped peaks rise in every direction, and a narrow finger of land curls into the lake like a brushstroke. Silent, perfect, surreal. The air is thinner here, but somehow you breathe deeper. There's no noise, just wind, just sky, just you and the view, and a feeling in your chest that's hard to explain, like awe and peace and maybe a little disbelief. It's not just about the view though. It's about what it took to get there. The climb, the effort, the quiet moments where you thought about turning back. Roy's Peak reminds you that sometimes beauty isn't handed to you, it's earned. And when you stand there, above everything, it doesn't feel like you've conquered a mountain. It feels like the mountain has quietly let you in. Abei, Tasman National Park. Tucked away at the northern tip of New Zealand's South Island is a place that doesn't feel real at first. Abei Tasman National Park isn't loud. It doesn't boast. It just is. Quietly magical, endlessly golden, and wrapped in a kind of stillness that seeps into your bones. Here, the coastline doesn't clash with the sea. It dances with it. Golden beaches curve into turquoise water so clear you can see the ripples on the ocean floor. Native bush presses close to the shore, lush and untouched, while bird song echoes through the trees like a melody no one wrote down, but everyone remembers. The sun hits different here, softer, warmer, as if even the light has slowed down to enjoy the view. People come to walk the coastal track, winding through forest and over swing bridges, beside inlets where seals nap on rocks and kayakers drift through quiet bays. But this isn't a place about adrenaline or rush. This is a place of pace. Time doesn't matter much here. You move when the tide lets you. You rest when the breeze tells you. And somewhere along the way, you realize you've started listening to the land again. Abei Tasman is the kind of place that feels like it's been waiting for you, not to impress you, just to let you be. Peaceful, wild, gentle. It's the New Zealand you feel, not just see. Bay of Islands. There's a stretch of coastline in New Zealand's far north where the sea doesn't end. It just keeps unfolding. The Bay of Islands isn't one place. It's dozens, maybe hundreds. A scattered dream of emerald isles floating on sapphire water, like someone dropped jewels into the ocean and forgot to take them back. The land rolls gently here, stitched with quiet towns, green hills, and old stories. And just beyond the shore, the water opens up to a world of hidden coves, natural arches, and islands that feel untouched by time. The waves here don't crash, they glide. Dolphins rise from the sea with playful grace, and sometimes, if you're lucky, a pod will swim beside your boat, like old friends welcoming you back. There's something ancient in the air, not heavy, but wise. It whispers of Maori legends, of explorers who sailed these waters centuries ago, and of winds that have carried both joy and sorrow across the Pacific. But even with all its history, the bay doesn't feel weighed down. It feels light, like summer mornings and salty hair and time that stretches longer than the horizon. Some places dazzle you, others calm you. The Bay of Islands does both. It doesn't shout its beauty. It drifts around you slowly until you realize you never want to leave. Blue, bright, boundless. It's not just a destination, it's a feeling you carry home. Glenorchy. Tucked at the northern edge of Lake Wakatipu, Glenorchy feels less like a town and more like a secret. You don't just arrive here, you're invited by the silence of the mountains and the stillness of the lake. The road that leads in winds beside the water, every turn revealing something more unreal than the last. Mirror-like reflections, snow-dusted peaks, and forests that seem to breathe with age-old stories. And when you finally reach Glenorchy, it welcomes you without noise. Just a wooden jetty stretching into the blue, a handful of quiet buildings, and mountains rising like ancient guardians all around. The air here is sharper, purer. It smells like cold mornings and damp moss. There's a hush over the place, like nature itself is pausing to admire what it's created. Fields open wide beneath skies that never seem to end. Willow trees lean gently over clear rivers, and trails disappear into enchanted woods that feel untouched by time. It's no surprise filmmakers were drawn here. This land doesn't need special effects. It is the magic. But what makes Glenorchy unforgettable isn't just the beauty, it's the emotion it stirs. A kind of peace you didn't know you were missing. A stillness that goes deeper than quiet. In Glenorchy, the world doesn't stop, but it does slow down. Just enough for you to breathe differently, to see differently. It's not a place that overwhelms. It doesn't try to impress you. It just exists, calm, wild, eternal. And somehow, that's more powerful than anything else. Lake Wakatipu. Lake Wakatipu isn't just water between mountains, it's something far more alive. Stretching like a lightning bolt carved into the earth, the lake shimmers beneath towering peaks that seem to whisper secrets to the wind. It's a place where silence speaks louder than sound. The surface moves in slow, gentle waves, never quite still, as if the lake itself is breathing. Local legend says it does, that a giant's heart beats beneath these waters, sending ripples every few minutes. And when you stand at the shore, watching the rhythm, it's easy to believe it. The colors shift with the day, steely blue in the morning, deep jade by noon, golden glass at sunset. Every glance feels like a painting in motion. And around it, the land holds its breath. Jagged mountains rise sharply, dusted with snow. Forests cling to the hillsides, and little towns, like Queenstown and Glenorchy, rest quietly by the edges, as if they too are humbled by the view. But it's not just the sights that hold you, it's the feeling, that rare sense of scale, of smallness, not in a fearful way, but in awe. The way the sky opens up, the way the lake reflects not just the world above it, but something deeper, something inside you. People come here for adventure, for photographs, for stories. But what they often leave with is something simpler, a memory of calm, a moment when the world paused. Lake Wakatipu doesn't dazzle you with noise or chaos. It invites you to look closer, to slow down, and to realize that some of the most powerful places in the world are the ones that say nothing at all. Wai-O-Tapu Thermal Wonderland. There's a part of New Zealand where the earth doesn't sit still, where steam rises from the ground like breath from another world. This is Wai-O-Tapu, a thermal wonderland that feels more like another planet than a place on Earth. The air smells of sulfur, sharp and ancient. Pools shimmer in unnatural colors, fiery orange, deep emerald, neon yellow, like the earth has dipped its brush in a palette no human could create. And the ground beneath your feet hums faintly, as if something deep below is stirring. The champagne pool hisses with bubbles, its edge stained with rust-red minerals. Nearby, mud pots gurgle and spit, restless and alive. Steam curls through the trees, drifting slowly, quietly, as if the land is exhaling after centuries of holding its breath. There's a strange beauty here, not soft or gentle, but wild and raw. Every crack in the rock, every plume of mist, tells a story of heat and pressure, of deep forces at work beneath the calm surface of the world. It's nature's power made visible, unfiltered and untamed. And yet, even in its strangeness, Wai-O-Tapu is hypnotic. You don't just see it, you feel it. The warmth in the air, the vibration in the ground, the sense that you're walking through something sacred and dangerous at the same time. It's a reminder that the earth isn't just scenery. It's alive, moving, breathing. And here, in this surreal corner of New Zealand, you can witness that life, up close, in colour, and unforgettable. Lake Tekapo. Lake Tekapo feels like something painted by light and silence. A place where the water shimmers in shades of turquoise so unreal, it makes you pause and blink. It doesn't just reflect the sky, it seems to hold it, cradling the blues and whites in a glassy stillness that stretches far beyond the shore. In the distance, the southern Alps rise like stone guardians, their snowy peaks slicing into the sky. They don't move, they don't speak, but their presence is loud in the quiet. It's the kind of silence that fills your ears, that makes you feel small in the best way possible. The Church of the Good Shepherd stands by the lake, humble and weathered, as if it grew from the stones around it. There's no grandeur in its walls, just reverence, as if it knows this place is already sacred. By night, the stars come out, not scattered, but spilled, as if the sky forgot how to hold them. Tekapo is one of the world's darkest places, and under that velvet blackness, the Milky Way stretches like a glowing river. It's not just stargazing, it's star-gasping. Even the lavender fields that bloom in spring seem to understand the rhythm of this land, soft, fragrant, and gently swaying with the wind. Everything here feels like a whisper, the breeze, the water, even the crunch of gravel beneath your feet. Lake Tekapo doesn't dazzle loudly. It doesn't demand your awe. It earns it, in silence, in colour, in the kind of beauty that sneaks up on you and stays long after you've gone. Auckland. Auckland isn't just a city, it's New Zealand's beating heart, a place where urban energy meets coastal calm, where volcanoes form the skyline and sailboats fill the harbour. Here, glass towers shine under a Pacific sun, while just minutes away, volcanic cones like Mount Eden rise with quiet authority, offering panoramic views over the city's sprawl. The streets pulse with life, cafes spilling onto sidewalks, artists playing guitars on street corners, and a mix of cultures that feels both global and deeply local. The water is everywhere, from the Waitemata harbour, where luxury yachts cut through the blue, to the black sand beaches of the west coast. Every part of Auckland feels connected to the ocean. And when you need a break from the buzz, you escape to Waiheke Island, just a short ferry ride away, where vineyards, olive groves, and quiet coves feel like another world. Auckland doesn't force its charm on you. It's not loud or flashy, it's balanced. It's where skyscrapers meet ancient Maori heritage, where you can eat sushi in the morning, hike through native forest in the afternoon, and watch the sun sink into the Tasman Sea by evening. It's a city with rhythm, with colour, with soul, and once you feel it, you don't forget it. Lake Ōhau village. Tucked away in New Zealand's South Island, Lake Ōhau village is the kind of place that doesn't show up on postcards, but should. It's small, it's quiet, and it feels like nature whispering instead of shouting. The village sits near the edge of Lake Ōhau, a glacial lake so clear and still, it mirrors the snow-dusted peaks of the southern Alps, like glass. There's no noise here, no traffic, no buzzing city sounds. Just wind through the tussock grass, the occasional call of a distant bird, and the soft lap of water meeting stone. The air is cool and sharp. It smells like pine, like lake water, like untouched wilderness. The houses are few, scattered like thoughts across the hill, each one facing that endless view. Blue water, rugged mountains, and skies that change by the hour. In winter, everything feels frozen in time. In summer, wildflowers bloom with abandon. But it's not just the scenery that makes Lake Ōhau village magical. It's the stillness, the solitude. It's a place that doesn't try to impress, but somehow leaves you breathless anyway. You won't find crowds here, no tourist buses, no flashy cafes. Just pure, undisturbed beauty, the kind that reminds you how small we really are in the grandness of the world. Mount Cook. Mount Cook, or Aotearoa as it's known in Maori, isn't just the tallest mountain in New Zealand. It's a place that feels sacred. Rising sharply from the southern Alps, its snow-covered peak often pierces through clouds like a guardian watching over the island. At 3,724 meters high, it dominates the skyline, demanding silence and awe. The air here is crisp, the wind carries the chill of ancient glaciers, and everything around feels enormous. But Mount Cook isn't just about height, it's about presence. Even from miles away, the mountain feels close, like it's leaning in, watching, waiting. Beneath it lies Hooker Valley, where a winding trail leads through swinging bridges and icy rivers toward a glacier-fed lake dotted with floating icebergs. The reflection of Aotearoa on that still water, unreal, unforgettable. Surrounding the area are moraines, turquoise lakes like Pukaki, and alpine meadows filled with native wildflowers. It's the kind of beauty that doesn't need color correction or filters. It's raw, cinematic, and perfectly composed by nature itself. Maori legend says Aotearoa was a boy who turned to stone, his body becoming the mountain after a canoeing disaster. And when you stand before it, it does feel like something ancient, timeless, and alive. Mount Cook isn't just a destination, it's an emotion, one that humbles you, grounds you, and makes you fall in love with the sheer, quiet power of this earth. Sometimes the most extraordinary places aren't the loudest ones. They don't scream for attention, they whisper, they wait. And when you finally arrive, they change something in you. New Zealand isn't just a country, it's a feeling, a mood, a quiet kind of magic. From turquoise lakes and silent peaks to glowing skies and hidden villages. It reminds us that beauty doesn't always need an audience. Sometimes it just needs to be felt. Thank you for joining this journey. If these places moved something in you, imagine what they'll feel like when you see them for real. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and never stop exploring.